Hello and good afternoon, welcome to New Forest Morphs. It's Sunday afternoon, we're having a heat wave here in the UK, but our first clutch of 10 eggs, that is clutch number 3, Fire Enchi Desert Ghosts, are beginning to shed. And Jad's now back, joining us, so welcome back, Jad. And this little fella here is fully shed out, so we're going to show you this one. And what would you say that is, Jad?
It's like a Fire Het Desert Ghost.
Fire Het Desert Ghost, and look at the influence of the Desert Ghost. If you compare that with another fire, hello. They all want to come out.
Escape.
Yeah.
A box of noodles.
Yeah. This one here is halfway through its shed, Chad. But what would you say that one is there? Look at the head stamp on that one. Tell me what your thoughts are on that one.
I think that's a Fire Enchi.
Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's partway through its shed.
Yeah, we'll
Put them in there. But I just thought I'd show you a quick update on clutch number 3. So I'll slip those ones back. I don't think it'll be long before they all fully shed out. We'll give them another day or two, and then we can put them in their separate tubs. I'll just stick these back in the incubator, Jad.
Cool.
Then, Jad, you haven't seen what we've got here, which is clutch number 7. I think I sent you a picture, didn't I?
Yeah.
So we're shooting for some bells, and I'll just put that back, Jad, if you home in on that one.
So the pairing here was our Mocha, which we call Coco, and it's to a Mojave Ultramel, which is called Titus. And there was 9 good eggs. And these hatched while I was in Wales, so I didn't get a chance to see them. So this first look, we've got some lovely bells in there.
I'll just wash my hands.
2 beautiful bells, and it looks like there's a mixture of normals and mochas. Doesn't look like we hit any Mojaves, so.
Well, we've hit the 2 bells must be Mojave, Jad.
Yeah, they're the full genes, so they're Mojave and Mocha.
Yeah.
But there's no single gene Mojaves in there that I can see.
So I thought we had one, but maybe I was completely wrong there then, Jad.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing a lot of Mochas and a lot of normals that are all 100% Het Ultramel.
Yeah, but a lovely clutch. So there's the 2 bells are out, so we'll put those back in their incubator as well. So it's a quick update on those 2 clutches. And I must remember to actually seal these, because I'll tell you a little story in a minute about the importance of sealing up all your units when you put them back, particularly when you've got live babies shedding. And I'll tell you what happened last night. Well, I can do it, Jack, if you like. So we've held back on a couple of clutches, haven't we, Jared? So the clutch 7 went 2 or 3 days early because this incubator's been playing up with the heat spike, Jared. And if you look on here, the actual reader is showing 93.3, which is way above what we want. And I've set it for 88. I've dropped it down 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you actually measure the temperature inside, well, I think we've got either a thermostat issue here, or we've got the heat pads, the heat mats might need changing, Jab, but we need to revamp this because we're getting warmer temperatures than we should, particularly during hot weather. But when I come on here, the outside is 87. These ones are...
Well, no, that's just the one we had out already.
Okay. So yeah, what I'm saying, Jad, is I think that we're actually having a higher temperature inside here than we've set. So we're setting it for 88, but the reality is that the incubator,
heat wave,
yeah, so we're going to have to tweak that one. But what it's done is accelerated the development of the eggs, and it's given us an earlier pipping than we expected. That's why clutch 7 pipped before clutches 5 and 6, which I'm going to show you now and tell you the story about this one. But we've got the chance of some more bells here, Jared, and we've also got some chance of some more Cinny Pieds. But let's pull out the 2 there. I'll bring the let's bring these out. So clutch 5 and clutch 6. So we had 1 egg from clutch 4, which was the pastel girl down here, and unfortunately that egg didn't make it, did it, Jared? And there was a couple of boobies. They just weren't able to sustain the incubation period. So clutch 5 is on this side, which is actually 7 eggs. We had 4 good and 3 slugs. And clutch 6 is the Mojave Lesser and the Lesser Platty. And clutch 5 is the pied girl to the cinnamon pied. So what we should do is maybe just share the parents first of... Want to come and see the parents? Yeah. So this is the father of clutch number 5. His name's Perlo. We bought him thinking he was a gilt. Clutch 6. There he is. See him? He's now back on food, he's eating really well. We've been told he's a Mojave Lesser, so we're going to find out hopefully if that is the case. And the mother is over here, Jared, on that one, which is the Lesser Platty. And again, we think this is a Lesser Platty, but again, we'll soon find out. Cappuccino. And there she is. She's now back on food. You can see that she's...
Spilt her water.
Yeah, she has spilt her water, so we'll have to have a look at that one. But the humidity in here is really good. We've got 60% humidity in here now, Jared, but it is being very humid. We're getting a lot of high pressure coming in. It's very Mediterranean, Jared. So we'll do clutch. Should we do clutch 5 first?
Yeah.
Pied? And I did see them pipping, and I'll tell you the story of what happened here. So I checked on them yesterday. When I put them back in the incubator, I forgot to pull that clip up here, Jared. That clip. Forgot to pull that up. So I thought that one of the snakes that had come out of its egg had escaped. But it turns out it went back into its egg after it came out, Jared. So I was looking, oh, we've got 2 coming out here. And it looks as though we've got one that's a Cinny Pied, is it?
Yeah.
Should we have a little look?
Interesting saddle on its tail.
Maybe it's a
Cinnamon pies don't normally have those.
This is a pastel, I think.
Well, cinnamon pies are pied.
No, I think he's got pastel in him, I think.
Yeah, I've never seen that on a Cinny pie with a saddle at the back.
Beautiful animal.
Pretty.
Yeah. So I guess we should really set up some smaller shedding rubs for them, should we, Jared? Or should we just leave them?
Yeah, we'll let them all come out and then we'll put them in the shedding rubs.
I don't want to have them all mixed up and there's one egg.
They're pieds and the
Okay.
others are not, so we'll know the difference.
Oh, okay, fine. So we'll put that one back. So that's number 1. And then this one here, which egg did that come out of?
This one.
It came out of the boob egg.
I think so.
Wow.
Is there a snake in there? Or is it light?
No, it's light.
Okay.
We'll get rid of that. So, do you want to do the cutting, Jan? Because I've done a lot of cutting since you've been away. So it's,
Yeah.
Do you want to? Why don't you cut number 5 and I'll cut the other clutch?
Let's film those eggs.
There we go. There's your towel. So we've got 2 clutches in here. So there's 4 on clutch 5 and there's 3 on clutch 6. So pied to pied breeding. We didn't show the parents in this one, did we? I better just show you the parents before we do anything. So the parents was Elvis. He's a cinnamon pied. I think he might have pastel in him as well. He might be a pastel cinnamon pied because he's producing some really unusual stuff for us. And then the mother, who's eating Athena, she's absolutely eating like an absolute trooper here. There she is, at the back there. She's packed on so much weight. She was feeding really aggressively with her feeding night. And talking of feeding night, Queenie, I have a quick one here, has taken 2 small rats since I changed her bedding. And there she is, look, so much happier in there. She's now packing on weight. She's had 2 good feeds. And her strike was wonderful. And I'll tell you all about that one later as well. So, moving on to the cocoa husk has activated her feeding, Jared. So pleased. Right, back
So this
to
one's
clutch
already
5.
pipped. He's gone back inside, or she's gone back inside. So we'll
Okay.
just continue on what is made. And this is probably another pied.
Well, they all should be pied, Jared, shouldn't they? Whether you get the cinnamon or the pastel in there is another. Oh,
that's
another
another
Cinny.
Cinny.
Jack, we are hitting the odds here really well. Is that pastel?
It might be a pastel Cinny pied.
See, I think there's some pastel in these animals, you know. He's a pastel.
Yeah.
I think he's a pastel Cinny looking at that.
I think he might be. That might be why he's been throwing so many unusual
So,
babies.
Yeah, so we have to
We'll save the boob till last, because that's going to be a tiny snake.
Jared, what I'm going to say is we may have to relook at the hatchlings from last year then, because he was the father of
Yeah, we'll have
quite
to
a few
check it all out
hatchlings.
again.
So my feeling is we've got more genes in these animals than we think, and so that's actually quite a helpful tip. Is if you're not sure, put it to a normal pied, and then you'll see if pastel pops. You know what the father's got in them.
See what we have in this egg.
That 2 sister cinnamon pastel pies is pretty
There's
good.
a normal pied in there.
Normal pied.
But again, it's absolutely beautiful. Like if you look at the colourings on it, see the really orangey colours.
Can you open it up for me a little bit more so I can see? Gorgeous, Jared.
Pretty snake.
Yeah. We're doing really well with the pieds.
Let's have a look at the boob then.
So I've got a feeling that there's a theory about boobs, Jad, and this is the theory that someone's put to us, is they think that there was a twin in the egg originally, but one of the twins don't make it, so then they go into a boob, and then you get a little baby on the other side. That's why they're extra small. That's what...
If there's a snake in it, it's going to be tiny.
Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be massive, Jad, but there was some healthy veins when we candled it, so I'm hoping there's something in there that's alive.
There's a cute little cinnamon pie, it looks like. Actually, wait. Whatever it is, it's bright white.
Yeah.
So I think it's cinnamon pied.
Fantastic, Chad. So we've got 3 Cinny Pieds and 1
It
more.
might be kinked though.
Okay,
I feel like I can see.
Yeah, but because it's got limited growth, do you think? Well, I hope it's
We'll open up a bit more, see if we can see
yeah.
what's going on.
I hope it's not kinked. Wow, Jared, that's amazing. So white. I've never seen such a white.
Bright white.
Is there
His head's probably hiding somewhere, but it looks like on the tail there might be some kinking. We'll have to see when it comes out. But
right, okay. Well, we've
so
got
from
a
that,
snake.
three cinnamon pieds.
And is it alive? Do you know if it's alive? It looks healthy.
Yeah, it's alive. It's moving.
Okay. Well, fantastic, Jared. So, good news. Well, since I've been doing most of the cutting, Jared, do you want to cut the other clutch as well?
Yeah. I wonder if that's got anything in, or if it's just going to stink.
It wasn't too bad, but we can soon find out.
We'll cut it.
What I did is, while you were away, because there was a build-up of fungi on it, I covered it using that over there. You'll see, where is it?
Athlete's foot cream.
Athlete's foot powder I use, and that's supposed to help control the spreading of the bacteria on there, the fungi bacteria. But the eggs look pretty healthy.
So this is a Mojave Lesser to a Lesser Platinum.
Yeah, so there could be a bell here, Jared. Got 1 out of 2 chance of getting a bell, if we've identified the parents correctly.
That looks like a Lesser.
Okay.
Looks like the mum actually.
Okay.
I'll open it up a bit more.
A Lesser Platty.
It's absorbed all the yolk, so I'll open it up.
Okay.
A little bit of
Is it
liquid.
very much like its mama?
Yeah, just like its mum.
Let's see.
Yeah. So I think that might be a Platty.
It's a Platty, isn't it?
A Lesser Platinum.
Lesser Platinum. So
It's
we've
a
got
big snake.
I know, well she was really packing on weight, and she put all her energy into 3 eggs, and she gave us a few slugs as well, so
So Mojave Lesser to Lesser Platinum.
this one could be a bell.
So this could be a Bell or a Mojave or a Platinum.
We can't get a normal because the father's a super, isn't he? He
Yeah.
acts like a super.
He'll throw one of his genes.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get blue-eyed Lucy. No?
Nope. That is.
Mojave? I'm hoping it's a Mojave, so you
think
can
it's a
prove out what
Mojave.
the dad is.
I think so.
Is it a Mojave?
It doesn't look like. Oh, actually, it's a Lesser. Lesser or Mojave, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait till it's out.
It's got
It's an interesting colour.
Mojave.
Mojave's usually more yellow than that. And it's not a Lesser
I
Mojave.
can see some
It's
yellow on its dorsal now. Look,
got a little bit, but it's not as bright as Mojaves normally
I
are.
think that's a Mojave, but I think the
I don't know.
Platty may have just.
I think it might be Lesser.
Okay.
It's very like dull colours, which is what a Lesser normally is.
Okay, this is all going to be very interesting. Now, this is our last chance of getting a bell.
I don't think that there's any snake in it.
Do you think it's pretty bad? Is it going to stink?
It might stink.
I don't think so, Chad. You might be surprised. I wonder why I asked Chad to do the cutting.
Me too. Oh,
Is it really smelly?
that's rough. It's
Yeah.
like a part developed snake that's dead.
Okay, so let's
And
not
stinky.
let's not mess with that one. So that one,
Oh,
yeah, let's get it straight in that. I don't know whether we put it in the bin, Chad, or we
yeah, and spin it.
straight in the bin.
It's a shame.
Okay, so we've got 2 bells from the previous one, so we can't complain, and we've got 2 beautiful animals here.
Yeah, so we've got 4 pies, 3 cinnamons, 1 normal, and 2 that I think are lesser, because they don't really look Mojave to me.
Yeah. So you know what I'm thinking is I'm wondering whether Mojave's in the boy at all, Jared. Maybe he's carrying
Could be super lesser.
But normally super lessers have small eyes and doesn't have them.
It's true.
So
some of them can be born without them.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we'll just wait and see.
Okay, thank you, Jared. So there we go. And so I think now we're down to the final 2 or 3 clutches left to go in the incubator now, isn't it? So we've got what we've got in there at the moment, Jared. Tell us when the next babies are due.
We've got some due on the 7th of August.
Yeah, and what's that one?
That is the Pastel Twilight to the Lesser Spot Nose.
Yeah.
And then we've got some due on the 26th of July, and that's Leopard Albino Het Pied to Pied Het Albino.
I think there's only one egg in each of those.
Yeah,
so.
they're both single clutches.
So 2 more clutches coming up. And on the other side, what have we got coming from the other incubator, Jared, so we can see what to look forward to?
On the 25th of August, we've got a Pastel Het Pied to potentially a Dreamsicle, but we're not sure if that's what it is going to be.
Yeah.
And then we've got a Banana Spider to a Clown that's due on the 11th of August. And then we've got the Lesser Het Clown to a Clown that is due on the 15th of August.
Brilliant.
So a few next month that are due.
Thank you very much, Jared.
That's alright.
So just to wrap up then, I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend, enjoying this beautiful weather. What we've also done is, I was feeding yesterday, Jared, and while I was feeding, I got so many positive feeding responses from some of the animals that I'd been twigging and adjusting. Queenie was one of them, and I gave her a multi to start with, and she didn't want to take it, and she started to travel around her rub on the cocoa husk. And what I did is I was pretending to present the multi as though it was a live multi, and I was skipping around trying to get her into it, and she wouldn't take it. And so what I did is I just changed up to a small rat, and I used really hot water, so I got the prey item up nice and warm, and then she homed in on that rat, and she could smell the rat, and it was different to the multi. So I think she's been fed on rats, and what I did was I waited for her to come to the front of the rub. She got into the S shape, and I just presented it to her and waited patiently, just moved it slightly, and she come up and she nailed it, bang, and I was so happy. So I think the cocoa husk and the extra humidity is making her feel more comfortable wanting to eat. And then I noticed that I also learned from Isa that she'll only eat multis, because when I came back, and Jared and I often come in the next day after we fed, and we always find 1 or 2 leftovers, don't we, Jared? Mm. But I've learned how to avoid that, and the way to avoid it is to make the effort to come back to the animals an hour or 2 after they've fed, and just check to see which animals have left and which animals have taken. And I found 2 or 3 spare rats that had been struck and dropped and not taken, and because it was only an hour after feeding, I was able to represent the food to them again, and or change to a multi, or be able to adapt. So what I've done today is I've put out some multis and I've put out some rats, but because all the girls that have come off their eggs are eating so well and everything's doing so well, I underestimated again how many rats and how many multis I needed. So I pulled out another 20 today, so we're going to be feeding some further snakes today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my knowledge and my notes of the animals that drop their food to try a smaller prey item or a different prey item, and see whether that will actually get them going, get them feeding. But I think, Jared, even though we've got hot weather, the animals are starting to pack on more desire to feed at the moment, and there's 2 or 3 troubleshooters. So my idea would be, we know that Mulan's been off food for quite a while, is get the cocoa husk and do the same with Mulan, put her on cocoa husk, give her extra humidity, and then present food to her and see whether that would unlock her as well. And I think we've got a couple of others that we could think about. Hazel, which is our Orange Dream Yellow Belly female 100% het pied. She's about 1250 grams, and if we get her bedding right and then we present food to her, I'm hoping that we can get her ready for the breeding season. She's only 300 or 400 off, which is really good. So I think part of this season we can learn an awful lot from some of the mistakes we make, and rather than actually dwell on the mistakes, turn them to our advantage and redefine what we're doing going forward. So the other things and plans we've got is we're going to bring in an extra 20 thermostats, and actually instead of having 5 rubs to 1 thermostat, we're going to have 3 to every thermostat, because we found there's temperature variation based on having 1 thermostat on 5 rubs. You get a 1 or 2 degree differential, which can cause problems with feeding, can cause problems with breeding, can cause problems with fertilisation of the eggs. There's a whole bunch of issues. So I think in our second year or first year in here, we've learned a hell of a lot and learned from our mistakes. And then I want to be laser focused that we get the temps absolutely spot on, we get enough thermostats in, we buy some more hives, we get some bigger water bowls, we change the bedding, and we adapt to the animals' needs rather than get them to adapt to what we think they need. So I think it's that flexibility, and I think also the way we're feeding them as well. We're going to look at how we can feed our animals in a way which will help them prepare better. So instead of locking when we think we've hit the 1500, we'll start to pair when they're 17 or 1800 or even 1900, once they start to build the follicle growth, and spread those males out a lot better. So there's an awful lot we're gleaning from our first major year in the facility, which I think can go to our advantage. And the good news is if we're learning from our mistakes before our really high-end snakes are up to size, we can avoid making mistakes on the high-end projects that we've got coming forward, like the dreamsicles, the lightning pieds, the clown projects that we're doing. And I think if you're going to make mistakes, make your mistakes in the early years where you're starting your collection, but then once you get to the point where your stock is becoming the projects are becoming more valuable, when they're becoming more fruitful for you, if you take all the mistakes from the early stages and actually translate them into getting things even better, you're going to have more success on the high-end snakes as going forward. So overall, I think it's a great way to go. So, thank you very much. Jad, did you want to say anything at all, or are you happy? So thank you. I hope you enjoyed the egg cutting. So we've got, at the moment, that was 6 babies we just cut. We've got 19, 10 and 9, so that's 25 babies, and we're going to have to start to make some space. Jad, come and see what we've got over here. So while you've gone, I've been moving snakes up into their adult rubs, and we've got a whole bunch of adult rubs to set up here to move some of our growns over here, Jad. So we've got those 5 there, those 3 there's 8 more grubs here. There's 1, 2, 3, so we've got 11 more adult slots, plus we've got 5 50-litre rubs to bring in, so that's 13. So we've got a space to move 13 sub-adults up, and there's 40 on this side and 40 on that side for the babies. So if we move 13 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 that are almost ready to move up. They've got yellow tags here, so that will free up more space. And we've also got 6 new baby, is it 8 or 6 you've got in the house, Jad, that for baby racks that you made?
12.
12, so we've got another 12 baby racks
very
coming.
small though, so they'll be just starter racks. Starter racks. So what we've got is, the plan is we'll bring the 12 in and we'll free up as much space as we can on here, and if we'll just move things around,
we can build some more racks if we have to, Jared. But we're going to have over 60 babies this year, but a lot of you are showing an interest in buying some of our snakes. So what we'll do is we'll give them plenty of meals, we'll get them out of shed, get them nice and healthy, and then we'll make a film which will show what's available.
And then it'll be on Morph Market.
And then we'll put them on Morph Market. If you want to contact us direct, feel free. But there should be quite a lot of snakes that will be available this year. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we shall see you next time. Bye bye for now.